South Korea's rise as an economic powerhouse is nothing short of remarkable. From the ashes of the Korean War, this small nation carved out a reputation for resilience, innovation, and prosperity, becoming a global leader in industries like electronics, shipbuilding, and automotive manufacturing. But beneath this glittering surface lies a growing unease. How has South Korea maintained such rapid progress, and is the foundation of its economic success beginning to show cracks? Today, we'll explore the story of an economic miracle that may be running out of steam. South Korea's success is often celebrated as the model of industrial development and modernization, but recent signs point to challenges that threaten to disrupt its trajectory. From demographic shifts and corporate monopolies to geopolitical pressures and shifting global markets, the country faces a perfect storm of obstacles. Each of these issues raises an urgent question. Can South Korea adapt in time to preserve its status as a global economic leader, or are we witnessing the end of its miracle? By the end of this video, you'll gain a deeper understanding of South Korea's economic rise and the hurdles it must overcome to sustain its growth. So, don't miss a moment. Hit like, share this video, and subscribe to Economy Explorer to stay informed on the world's most pressing economic stories. Historical context: the Korean War and a nation reborn. In 1953, South Korea emerged from the Korean War devastated, with much of its infrastructure destroyed and its economy in ruins. The war left the nation facing dire poverty, political instability, and an uncertain future. At the time, few could have predicted the meteoric rise that South Korea would achieve over the following decades. With significant aid from the United States and other allies, the country began to rebuild, focusing on stability and industrial growth. This period marked the beginning of South Korea's transformation into an economic powerhouse, often referred to as the miracle on the Han River. Industrialization and government-led growth. During the 1960s and 1970s, South Korea's government played a pivotal role in steering the economy. Under the leadership of Park Chung-hee, the country adopted a series of 5-year economic plans that prioritized heavy industry and export-oriented growth. By investing in sectors like shipbuilding, steel, and manufacturing, the government fostered rapid industrialization. This strategy was bolstered by a disciplined workforce and a commitment to education, which provided the human capital necessary for sustained development. The rise of the Chaebols. The success of South Korea's industrial policy was closely tied to the emergence of Chaebols, family-controlled conglomerates like Samsung, Hyundai, and LG. These conglomerates were handpicked by the government to lead the country's economic expansion. In return, they received significant support in the form of subsidies, tax incentives, and preferential access to credit. While this partnership propelled South Korea onto the global stage, it also laid the groundwork for some of the economic challenges the country faces today. A double-edged sword, the rapid growth fueled by Chaebols and government-led industrialization came at a cost. Economic power became concentrated in a few corporations, leading to inequality and limiting opportunities for small businesses. Despite these challenges, South Korea's ability to rise from the ashes of war to become one of the world's leading economies is a testament to its resilience and ambition. What lessons can we draw from South Korea's early economic strategies, and how do they shape the challenges the nation faces today? Stay tuned as we explore the current economic landscape and the hurdles threatening to disrupt South Korea's remarkable progress. Current economic landscape. Growth trends and resilience. South Korea's economic growth has been remarkable in the past few decades, but recent figures reveal a more tempered pace. In 2023, the country's GDP grew by 1.4%, reflecting the impact of global slowdowns and domestic challenges. However, 2024 projects a modest recovery, with growth expected to reach 2.2%, driven largely by a resurgence in exports, particularly in semiconductors. This sector remains a cornerstone of the economy, accounting for a significant portion of South Korea's export revenue. The question remains, however, whether reliance on a single industry poses risks for long-term stability. Export performance amid global competition. South Korea's export-driven model has faced intense pressure from global competitors, particularly China. While the country has maintained its dominance in industries like shipbuilding and electronics, increasing competition has eroded its market share in some areas. Notably, Chinese firms have begun undercutting South Korean manufacturers in key markets, forcing a re-evaluation of competitive strategies. Despite these pressures, December 2024 marked the 15th consecutive month of export growth, signaling resilience. Yet, the sustainability of this growth is under scrutiny as global demand softens. Domestic challenges, inflation, and household debt. On the home front, South Korea grapples with rising inflation and record levels of household debt. With the central bank cutting interest rates to 3% in late 2024, efforts are underway to stimulate domestic demand and ease financial pressures. However, this move has raised concerns about potential overheating and long-term debt sustainability. Household debt, already among the highest relative to income globally, threatens to constrain consumer spending and slow economic recovery. These internal pressures compound external challenges, creating a delicate balancing act for policymakers. Political instability and economic sentiment. Adding to the economic uncertainty is the political turbulence surrounding recent impeachment trials and government scandals. Investor sentiment has been shaken, with foreign direct investment showing signs of decline. While South Korea's institutions remain robust, the impact of political instability on economic confidence cannot be ignored. This volatility underscores the importance of addressing governance issues to restore market trust and foster a stable investment environment. What lies ahead for South Korea's economy as it navigates these multifaceted challenges? The next section will delve into the structural issues rooted in its economic framework and explore potential pathways for reform. Structural challenges. Chaebol dominance, a blessing and a burden. South Korea's Chaebols have been the architects of the nation's economic miracle, but their dominance has also created deep structural imbalances. Companies like Samsung and Hyundai command vast portions of the economy, making them too big to fail. This has led to an uneven playing field, where smaller businesses struggle to compete for resources, talent, and market share. While Chaebols have been instrumental in driving growth, their outsized influence has stifled innovation and entrepreneurship. The question arises, how can South Korea ensure a more inclusive economy without destabilizing these economic giants? Aging population. The clock is ticking. South Korea is grappling with one of the fastest aging populations in the world. By 2040, nearly 35% of the population is expected to be over 65. This demographic shift presents significant challenges, from a shrinking workforce to skyrocketing healthcare and pension costs. The burden of supporting an aging population falls heavily on the younger generation, creating economic pressures that could limit consumption and growth. Without effective policies to address this shift, the nation risks losing its competitive edge on the global stage. Corporate debt. A fragile foundation. High corporate debt levels have long been a feature of South Korea's economic landscape. While this has enabled rapid expansion, it has also created vulnerabilities. Many chaebols operate with high debt-to-equity ratios, relying heavily on borrowed capital to fund their operations. In times of economic uncertainty, this reliance on debt can amplify risks, potentially triggering a cascade of financial instability. Policymakers face the difficult task of balancing growth with financial prudence, ensuring that debt levels remain manageable while supporting economic expansion. What strategies can South Korea implement to address these challenges, and how might these changes shape its economic future? Stay with us as we explore the possibilities in the final section. Future Outlook. South Korea's future is one of both promise and uncertainty. To sustain its growth and address its vulnerabilities, the nation must focus on diversifying its economy beyond the Chaebols. Encouraging the growth of small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, could unlock new opportunities for innovation and create a more competitive market environment. Investing in emerging industries like renewable energy, artificial intelligence, and advanced manufacturing offers a pathway to maintain its global standing while reducing reliance on traditional sectors. The nation's strategic location in East Asia also presents opportunities to strengthen regional partnerships and diversify trade networks. By fostering closer ties with emerging economies and balancing its reliance on major powers like the United States and China, South Korea can mitigate risks associated with global tensions. Strategic investments in infrastructure and technology will also play a crucial role in ensuring sustainable growth. As South Korea navigates these challenges, the lessons from its remarkable rise can guide its journey forward. Resilience and adaptability have been the cornerstones of its success, and these qualities will be essential as the nation strives to shape a future that builds on its legacy while embracing the demands of a rapidly changing world. Thank you for being a part of this exploration. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to Economy Explorer. Don't forget to check out our suggested videos for more fascinating insights into the world's most dynamic economies.